What is going on, guys? MJ2005 Gunner here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the high-grade P-Bandai TR-6 Woundwort from the Advance of Zeta manga line. So this transformation looks pretty peculiar because a lot of the transformable mobile suits have streamlined designs which make them look like a jet of some sort, but this is a very compact design, and yes, somehow Bandai incorporated this mechanics into this kit without me actually complaining about it, because it resembles nothing of the mobile suit form, and dare I say, without any prior knowledge to the TR-6's existence, you would never know that this guy is actually the TR-6, because you can never make out these as arms, or these as even legs, or this as the back skirt. Unless, of course, you look at the wiki and compare the mobile suit mode images to the mobile armor mode images. And this, in the hand, feels like roughly the size of a tennis ball, probably even wider. Unless you just exclude this piece over here, which is the front skirt. But anyways, without further ado, let's get into the transformation. It's actually not that difficult. So first of all, you unfold the legs over here, which is how I like to do it, because the instructions manual tells you to take off absolutely everything that this guy has and use the same basic frame, which I do not like to do. And then just basically take this part, take the entire waist off. Yep, take the entire thing off. That's what I want to do. Take this part off right here, the joint that connects the legs. Just fold the legs in, which is pretty cool looking. It doesn't move whenever you don't want it to move, which is pretty cool. They could probably incorporate this mechanic into future transformable kits that need to have an expanding leg joint, and then just remove the wings. They remove themselves anyway because they are just slotted in by friction into these pegs over here. So yeah, just keep track of them. Probably just put on some super glue or thicken the plastic before you put them on, and then you just rotate them and then peg them back on. Flip the front skirt down and then fiddle around until you get this position over here. And if you're transforming it into its mobile armor mode, these two slits over here just go into this protruding part over here, so it just basically locks itself. And as for this part, you just basically take it off, which it's done a few times already, and then you take this entire piece off, and this is the fake piece that you don't want. This is basically the pod that contains the head, which I understand Bandai cannot incorporate such a complicated design into the actual kit, so yep, using a fake block is understandable. And then bring in the real block over here and flip this joint down and peg the entire torso in, and then peg these on, and then just flip these pieces down over here like so, unfold the arms and then rotate them down to relax them. Same thing over here. And then the back skirt, bring in these two fins, peg them on like so, and then peg it back onto the butt. And there you have it, the Woundwort in its mobile suit form. So if you wanted to make them stand, just flip down the heel spurs and you are done. So this is the Woundwort in its mobile suit form, and I actually have to say it is astonishing that it can even stand like this, because when I first saw it in Gundam Breaker 3, well, I watched videos online, I didn't actually have the game. It looks like it's just only space only mode because of these small feet over here. How is it even gonna even stand? But well, the heel spurs do help a lot, and it actually has patterns over here so as to increase the friction it has on any surface. And it actually looks pretty cool, one of the most unique designs ever. Usually Gundams have a torso, head, arms, and legs, and even feet, and equal proportions. But this is something that is extremely unique, that is not from the G Gundam series, because G Gundam has a lot of unique designs, but not other centuries, until this guy came around before G Gundam happened. And well, I have to say I'm astonished by how they made the design. It is actually accurate, and it just blows my mind how they made this guy stand, even with this like small feet and heel spurs. It is just such a unique kit, and they did a very good job on it. So, for the stickers, you have the forehead camera, the eyes, which I'm most disappointed about, not because of the sticker, it's just because of how I cannot basically see the eyes from there. But, yep, it is all down to the design. I cannot complain, it's not Bandai's fault. But anyways, and then you have the red sticker on the crotch. You have some metallic green stickers for the sensors over here. Metallic green stickers for these sensors, the back of the head. And I believe that is it. So not a lot of stickers into this small kit, which is, well, good job on Bandai. And there is something that I discovered in the Woundwort's legs. So these pegs have nothing to do with anything that is included in this kit. So, upgrade set perhaps? Like, there is a lot of forms to the Woundwort, I get it. Similar to the Extreme Gundam with all those like combat packs. So maybe Bandai would decide to release some of them to use this peg over here? Because if they would not do it, they would just fill this in. I'm just speculating right now, but there is hope for Bandai just releasing those upgrade sets for the Woundwort. So, that is it. For the articulation, it is pretty strange how this guy basically moves around. The head is on your typical ball joint and neck joint. It is not using a polycap, but it does have a bit of movement. Just make sure that the V-fin doesn't collide with the side pieces over here, because if they collide, the V-fin may snap. And that's basically the only issue of the articulation. And then the arms, they have nothing in the way, so they can rotate, go out, rotate above the elbow, bend at the elbow at one joint, but it is on the double joint, because the double joint is hinged in the back of the elbow and at the forearm. So it is extremely weird how this guy is jointed. So basically you're only gonna get this out of it. And then the wrist can only rotate and wiggle a little bit thanks to the knuckle joint, because the wrists are on pegs, which I understand because of the accessories problem later. And then the waist is on just a peg, and it can just go loose on itself and just basically start to bob about. The legs have nothing in the center joint, so no dancing, no like forward and back, but they can go forward like this all the way up because no skirts. Back, a bit okay, it is okay, but with the gigantic shell in the way, it is not gonna help at all. Out to the side, and not that much, considering that there is no skirt. Rotation, and then this joint from the transformation, a double jointed knee which can collapse all the way, even with the heel spur out. Well, it's basically for transformation purposes, and yeah, here's the bag again. And then, no feet articulation, ha ha ha. And then you have the front skirt, which is on a double hinge, which the hinges do not stay on that well, but I think it's on just mine, because, yep, I fully bet that the other kits are not like that. And then they also have the sub arm over here, which is kind of a weird place to place a sub arm if you ask me, but yep. And then the back skirt, it moves just up and down. So all in all, this guy's articulation is pretty good. Although the arms are kind of in the peculiar like joints, this guy does have decent arm articulation, and yep, more astonishingly, it can stand dynamically on the ground, which is a very, very good thing. For the accessories, first let's just talk about the gimmicky stuff. you have a pair of open hands. How generous of Bandai. And I forgot to explicitly show this off, the stand adapter, which basically clips onto the crotch. So that way, if you do not want to allow the Woundwort to stand, you can have it aerial. And then you have this. I forgot the goddamn name. It is gonna be in the video, no worries. But I'm just too much of a forgetful bastard to remember the name. But anyways, this is the Woundwort's signature weapon, and it actually looks pretty cool. I am so sad that the mobile armor mode does not have this weapon on wherever we can put it, because this weapon would just go off to the side or just be remotely controlled if it's transformed. So I don't know if I'm doing something wrong or if I'm misinterpreting something. But as for all I know, this cool weapon was just dumped off to the side when the Woundwort transformed. So yep, here we go. So you have a flip-up scope, which has a metallic green sticker. You have two disgusting blue stickers for the blade, which I'm surprised, because you can just basically make a blue piece and just sandwich them together. And I would prefer to have this orange, but that's just me. So let's just let the Woundwort hold it. So yep, just extend the handle, remove the hand just for clearance, remove the hand cover, and just basically slide the hand in, close this back up, and then you have to rotate this toward the back as it seems, because the arms cannot go inside the shield if not. And here you go, the hand covers is a bit loose, so you may want to tighten up the hand covers for this one. And then just basically tuck the arm back in. And here it is, the gigantic shield sword thing that the Woundwort is holding. And the execution is actually pretty good, but I do have a small complaint about the hands, because whenever you're moving this around, you do not know what is happening inside. So the hand cover may fall off inside, so that's why I told you guys to like tighten up the hand cover inside. But all in all, this is a pretty cool weapon. And for its other mode, which its name is going to be on the video again, you just basically take off the entire thing, and then take off the blade, which is not needed, take off these side pieces, and then put the barrel downwards. And then you just basically take off this piece, and then just take off this piece. Peg this thing back on, which seems very pointless, and then take off the armor pieces of the blue pieces. And then here comes the claw pieces, which are by far one of my most favorite looking claw pieces ever. After you put the white armor on, you basically just peg them back onto the shield. And then we need the Woundwort and its arm down, which reveals a hole in here. Peg the entire arm over here into the Woundwort's shoulder, and bring in the wire. Yes, the wire. I am so thankful I didn't lose this thing before I even reviewed this. So basically peg this onto here, and peg the other end into the piece that we had to reattach. Into the smaller hole it goes, and there you have it. And this guy does not come with one base only, it comes with two bases. This one, which is not specialized for anything, can be used to hold the shield up when it is shot out. And this effect looks absolutely amazing. Like, although it is at the disadvantage that this is a wire guided weapon, it is so thoughtful of Bandai to incorporate two stands for the weapon and the Gundam, because, well, Some kits have no stand, some kits have remote controlled weapons that only have one stand, but this guy has a remote controlled weapon and it has 2 stands. How thoughtful. So that is all the accessories for the high grade Woundwort. With this coming from the Universal Century, let's compare it to the AZ Gundam or AZ Gundam depending on where you're from. And you can see these 2 kits are transformable, but the AZ looks like a general humanoid kit, while this guy has a peculiar design. Although I favor the AZ's blue, basically the AZ's color scheme in general, but yep, the Woundwort just looks so unique that I cannot pass it. What about something more akin to the Granddaddy? The high-grade Gundam local American type. You can see how much the Universal Century has evolved. From this to the Granddaddy, to the Zeta, to the Double Zeta, and then to the Unicorn. And in between, this guy emerged. So, that's it for the high-grade Woundwort, which is a very unique kit. I don't know if Bandai are out of prints right now because it is still a P-Bandai kit, which pissed off a lot of people, I know, but if Bandai still has some prints, or if you somehow manage to find this guy in your local model shop, or if Bandai decides to reprint this guy in the future, definitely go pick one up. I would not pass this guy on, because this guy is such a unique kit with such an elegant design. It's just hard to make me pass it on. I would not leave this guy in the shop whenever I see one. That's why I just went straight to the shop to pick one up, even though it's late at night. But anyways, this is a very good kit. Too bad it is hidden behind the P-Bandai barrier, which means not a lot of you guys can get it, and it has a limited amount of prints. So that's why if they ever had the chance to reprint this guy, definitely go pick one up as soon as you can. So thank you all so much for watching this video. If you did like it, please be sure to drop a like, comment, and also subscribe for more model reviews, gunplay news, and all that kind of stuff. Subscribe to the featured channels on my channel page if you haven't, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out, guys. Bye bye.